Walking down the street and just women covering up.
Cover up. Oh, it's them. Oh. Is that true there, Iraq? There's a bin of mail there for me still?
About a month or so, I was up there, and right near the receptionist in one of those U.S. postal bins,
yeah,
there was just a bunch of mail for Anthony.
There's a bunch of mail.
God, could you go get that? We
Yeah.
could do a whole show on that.
Oh, please
That's mail
get
that's been piling up for like 5 years.
For years.
Okay, I'll see if we can get
Here's the deal. When I was going through the old divorce, when I left the house, I didn't have an address. So I had to use NEW as my home address. So I'd get everything sent to NEW. My bills, everything. And they weren't really the best at sorting out the mail over there, let's say. The person that was in charge of the mail was, he was handy-capable, let's say.
Aww!
Well, he was a very nice guy, but there was a problem with his ability to read. I'm being honest with you. They had the guy
for some reason.
Yeah, in their infinite wisdom over there.
Wait a minute. It was a promotion, by the way.
Yeah.
He was on garbage detail.
He would just be the guy that walks around
but this
all
is
day
how out of
and
control
dumps
the place
garbage.
was. He was on garbage detail. He did a great job with the garbage. He did such a great job that he was emptying waste baskets about 10 times a day.
You couldn't find one with more than 3 things in it.
Right.
He was fixated on garbage. He would say that. He goes, I gotta get the garbage. Gotta get the garbage.
Christopher Walken.
Garbage. Gotta get the garbage.
We would be in our office, and he would just be constantly in there emptying our
It's like,
pails.
didn't he just empty that? It's like, just leave him alone.
And I think he would hear the noise of this from down the hall and come running.
Garbage?
Garbage?
Garbage? You need the garbage? Because I take out the garbage. And I'm like, okay, you take out the garbage. We understand.
And let's make it perfectly clear. We were very, very, very cool to this guy. He
Yeah, the
loved
guy was
us.
fine. He was great.
Wait, I know we're going off on many tangents, and I got to just add this. I got the bright idea. I'm like, he really, really likes us a lot, and I think it would be nice if I took him out to lunch.
Oh, you idiot. Why would you do that?
And so I took him to the Brooklyn Diner for lunch. I don't know. I was feeling nice for once, and I said, hey, why don't you come have lunch with me? And he was so excited. He told the whole office, Opie's taking me to lunch.
I'm going to lunch with Opie. After the garbage.
Was he Gollum?
And
he's a special kind of guy, let's just say.
But this has to be said because it's very important to the story. He was handy capable, but he didn't look handy capable.
No.
And he
didn't have a long tongue.
No,
it was just a regular guy.
But he was handy capable. But if you saw him on the street, you would think nothing of it.
His eyes weren't too close.
And the only reason I'm saying this is because it's important to the story. So I say, hey, you want to get some lunch? And he was so excited, told the whole office. Blah, blah,
so
blah.
he looked regular. His lips weren't chapped.
Just keep it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was. If you walked up to him, you wouldn't think twice about asking him for directions.
Right.
That's how I judge people.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't think twice about walking up to him and asking for directions and thinking I'm going to get directions.
Right. Okay.
And sometimes people throw you for a loop. You go, excuse me, how do you get down to 43rd? And then someone will go. And you go, okay, thank you. I'm moving
mud.
on. I'll just ask somebody else.
Do you have any mud?
No, I have no mud.
I like
but
mud.
Okay, get some mud. I have to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask somebody else for directions.
I lived with
Thank you.
6 handy-capable. Is that how you say it? Handy-capable?
Of course you do.
I lived with 6 of them, but a couple of them, I know what you're saying. They look like you're just a grandfather or somebody, whatever.
Yeah.
So I take him to the Brooklyn Diner for lunch. And then we'll get back to the mail story. And I'm sitting there ordering, like, whatever I was ordering. And I noticed, like, I'm looking down at the menu, and I look up because there's nothing happening across the table from me. And he's staring at every woman's boobs in the Brooklyn Diner.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. And they have no idea that he's handy-capable.
Yeah.
And he is fixated on boobs. I had no idea.
He just loved
and the
women's
waitress,
boobs.
The waitress comes over, and I'm like, oh, great. She was well endowed on top of it. And I'm like, oh, my God. He is just staring at her boobs uncomfortably and not ordering food. And I'm like, I'm having an anxiety attack.
You had to get the waitress from the Russ Meyer movie.
Right. right.
A buxotic waitress.
And every girl that walked by, and they're there on, you know, whatever dates or whatever, because it's a tourist place, so they're with their dudes or whatever.
2 helpings of nutrition. A double dose.
And just every girl going by, he's just like, he's almost breaking his neck. He's turning and looking at every girl's boobs in the joint. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get killed.
At least be cool about it.
Yeah. You got to know when to take a peek, right? But he made it so obvious. And the waitress is getting annoyed, and I'm like, what? I didn't know what to do.
You know what it is that, and I didn't know this either. When I moved in with I live with 6, whatever guys, handicapped, or whatever you call them, and I think they call them MR patients. Right?
Yeah,
that's what they called them when I was there.
Oh.
And she told me, now listen, their sexuality is the same as you. You know,
better not be the same as you.
No, like I thought that they didn't. But they have the same sex drive as me.
Yeah, of course.
I would bring girls over, and they would come up, and they would use their, whatever them being retarded, as hey.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, he'd wink at me too, like, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? What's going on?
Was he playing it off?
Oh, yeah, dude. He'd grab, hello, and they grab it. She'd be like, okay, it's okay. He can do it. So it's okay.
It's like Nicholson and Cuckoo's Nest.
And just give me a nice wink. What's up, Bob? How you doing?
So getting back to Dan. So I took him to lunch, and it was brutal. I never ate faster. He was barely touched his food. I'm like, just take it to go.
Go get it to go.
And then I finally breathed when we got out of there. I'm like, oh, my God, I had no idea. But anyway, so he was in charge of garbage detail. Al Dukes, who's the dump guy down the hall, he's reminding us, he goes, he once threw Scott Farrell's birthday cake in the garbage before they even cut it.
Yeah. He was so fixated on throwing things out.
And emptying garbage pails.
Yeah.
That things got thrown out before we could even
He would throw away
his parents
everything.
kept trying to do to him.
Well, they were just
another great another great thing that he did was they had a bunch of TVs that were coming up to give away. One of the stations was going to give away, and they brought up the freight elevator, and it was his responsibility to go downstairs to the freight elevator and bring these upstairs.
Right.
By the time he got downstairs and upstairs, like 3 guys had talked him out of 3 televisions. They were like, "Hey, what are those? Oh, TV sets." Oh, yeah, could I have one? Yeah, the prizes, sure, have one. And he gave away
Why is this
3
guy
TVs
not
on the
here now?
elevator.
Why, when you got hired again, did you not find him and bring him back as
classic.
a producer of the show?
I believe that he finally retired, and they had a nice little send-off for the guy.
Going away
we all, honestly, we all protected the guy.
It sounds like a blast.
We liked him a lot, and so they wanted to give him more responsibility, make him feel good. And
Carol Miller was really cool. She helped him. She started helping him read. To get him to read, but he didn't read very well at all.
Right.
And then they decided to get a guy that can't really read to deliver the mail for the station. So
she would practice reading with him with like Dr. Seuss books, like children's books. So someone
rhymes. It's a little hard.
Someone decided that this was good enough to give him more responsibility, which was
deliver the mail,
to sort the mail.
So we in business, a place of business, they got those little boxes on the wall made out of wood, the little shelves and cross sections, and it's a little cubby that has your name tag on the bottom, and everyone's mail goes in there. It was like he just put an M80 in the mailbag, let it blow off, and whatever flew into those boxes, that was your mail. Sometimes you wouldn't get it at all. Sometimes you're getting other people's paychecks. Right. I remember going home, just grabbing it, putting it in my pocket, going home and go, oh, I have someone else's paycheck here. This is fantastic.
And this won't even get me lunch.
I just made $7.80 an hour.
This is fantastic. Yeah, I have the board ops friggin', over the weekend guy.
Right.
I have his check, and he's probably got mine, and he's tying one on somewhere.
He just bought a plasma.
But they gave him the responsibility of delivering the mail, and all our mail was screwed up every day.
You would get mail for everybody else except yourself in your mailbox.
And the trouble was, back to what I was saying, I was going through the divorce to have an address, so I used that as my home address, and I had bills coming in. I was never so screwed and behind and just lost, having things shut off. and my credit cards getting, I had to pay late fees on them because they would just disappear or end up in someone else's box. I would just look and throw it away. Delivering the goddamn mail. The mail, I throw in the garbage. No, mail, garbage, two different things. It's not the same job. Remember what was it, the mic flags? They were so proud that finally, because when me and Opie got the job there, we started getting a lot of press and publicity for the station. So they decided, because a lot of camera crews were coming in, finally to put mic flags, you know, the things on the microphones that actually say the call letters of the station.
Right.
So to get those and put them on the microphones. They show up in a big box. He puts them like we were playing mic flag hide and seek. He, like on purpose, he put these in a place no one would ever look. They were in a mechanical closet, which is the closet that holds the air conditioning units, behind the air conditioning unit. And just stayed there for months and months until someone accidentally found them. And we would ask him, like, when did the mic flags come in? Oh, no. I don't know what mic flag? Garbage?
Sounds like a Fraggle.
Oh, dude, it's got to be said. It's time to write our book. It's time.
Absolutely.
It's time because
the behind-the-scenes stuff that happened at all these stations is just ridiculous.
It's just
a lot of
was
funny
this guy
stuff
an old
going on.
guy or a young guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't a kid, that's for sure.
He's probably in his early 50s.
Yeah, would you put him that old?
By the time he retired, probably, yeah. So maybe mid to late 40s when we were there, I guess.
I got a pension. Throw it in the garbage.
He moved to Florida and he's happy.
To this day, I do that at home too. Me and my chick, like if I'm open up the garbage thing and I have to take it out of the pail, I go garbage. It's a catchphrase.
Just think Rain Man, but it's all about garbage.
Yeah, all about garbage.
That's exactly what was going on.
No Wapner, no Kmart, it's all just garbage.
And I guess other people took him to lunch around the joint, and I figured, all right. I took everyone else to lunch here. All right, let's go to lunch.
Did you go by yourself, just you and him?
Yeah, just downstairs.
It's like a date.
But you know what? All the salespeople really took him under their wings and really took care of him and just treated him like a superstar.
Superstar.
That's what his nickname was.
Call him Superstar.
And he would tell everyone, I'm Superstar. I don't want to say his real name, but yeah. Superstar and then his name.
Superstar has to take garbage.
Right.
Go there, Superstar. Put a bag in that one, please.
And all the salespeople, the general manager, they all came up to me like, hey, a Superstar is telling everyone you're taking them to lunch today. I think that's really nice and all. I'm like, yeah, whatever, But none of them would let me know that he's fixated with boobs and would just openly stare. Like, why don't you give me that little knowledge? Because maybe I could get a booth in the corner facing a window or something.
Time and a place for that.
Did you have a booth in the kitchen facing the grill?
Yeah, he was
Rain Man into garbage and God bless him, boobs.
Boobs.
All about the boobs. So anyway.